Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dudes and dudettes. I'm Matt Burns.
And I am the stain on my mattress.
There's always one.
No, there was actually quite a few. Yeah, that was the noise I made right before, just before it happened.
I'm pretty sure it's probably food related, though. Keep it clean.
I tried to keep it clean, but it just didn't work. That's why I got stains on my mattress.
So good, so glad that we have a disclaimer that usually goes out before that sort of language. Well, unfortunately, didn't. But I'm so glad that we actually also have a banner that sort of a message that says explicit on most, when it does actually go out. So
please allow me to explain this one to you, you filthy-minded little animal.
What?
That not once did I insinuate that it was of an offensive or sexual nature.
And neither did I.
You assumed it was.
And neither did I.
By talking about the disclaimer, you absolute strange little animal. I do believe that Matt Burns is very frustrated with himself.
Nope.
And let's do the disclaimer before this gets very, very weird.
Or very, very blue.
Or very blue. So, before it gets blue, without further ado, I bring to you the Sunday 6 p.m. Watershed.
You had to think about what day it was then, didn't you?
Well, yeah, because the Wednesday kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
Anyway, shut up. Shut up. The following broadcast may contain language, opinions, and topics that may not be suitable for younger listeners, or for those that are easily offended. However, I do believe that Wizardora is much easier on the eyes and ears. And because I am Mr. Irvine, I miss in the night garden because I like to play with Ninky Nonks and Tinky Tonks and Stinky Stonks whilst riding on my Ninky Nonk.
Okay.
Binky Bonk.
Okay.
Doing. Anyway, now that the watershed's out the way, you foul-mouthed, perverted, dirty little rat, don't ever assume that I'm being sexual. Because when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
Mm-hmm. You done?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
Thought so. And with that out the way, I would also like to point out that the Burning Truth is advocates for Black Lives Matter.
And we are also advocates, because now that you've ruined the advocates, now I've got to say it again, and it makes me sound very, very needy. We are also advocates for hashtag speaking out.
Of course. Yeah.
Matt Burns is needy.
How am I needy?
Because clearly his sexual frustrations, you keep taking them out on me.
Just no.
No.
No. It's not the Consuela, it's just the no.
No.
Right, we've now got that out the way, but before we actually continue on to the next part, we will also point out that we always have a mic available for both of them topics. Agreed?
Yep, so long as they are not libelous or slanderous.
Or basically anything that can get us sued.
Or bullshit.
Pretty much. Even though we do actually talk a lot of bullshit, though, at times.
No. There's a difference between talking bullshit and bollocks. We talk bollocks.
Ah, that's fine.
Bullshit smells bad.
Oh, that's that's the stuff that makes you sneeze all the time, isn't it? Because you're allergic to it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. It's worse than the pollen count. Worse than the pollen count in the UK.
Oh, happy done. But anyway, with that, after that being all said and done, we've also got to mention about the vlog.
Yes, your vlog. Not a log, a vlog.
And probably a few of you who probably haven't even checked it out will probably know that we take it in rotation weeks. They're probably sitting there thinking, hang on, wasn't it Matt's turn last week?
It was Matt's turn last week. It was supposed to have been my turn this week, but I was very tired. I looked like death warmed up. And I just genuinely could not fathom the energy or the time to do it yesterday. I do apologise.
No.
I will be back on my vlog next week. Shut up, no cat. Mm-hmm. Oh, hello, cheeky. Oh. I do apologise. I seem to have defecated in my pants.
I knew this time would come where you would let one rip eventually on air.
Oh, I do believe I've let many rip alive on air, but you just have been oblivious to it.
Unfortunately, you were very loud enough. But anyway, just also point out as well with us, in case anybody does actually ask us this, why is it that you both don't sound like you're in the same room? It's because we're not.
No, we're not. We weren't born in the same womb, and we were...
What?
We weren't born in the same womb or from the same womb. Jonathan Was, wibbly wobbly wobble.
What the hell? Where did that one come from?
You sounded like both selected Jonathan Was.
Wibbly wobbly.
Wibbly wobbly.
Anyway, we'll just state that we are in different locations using the power of the internet. Agreed?
Yes, it's okay. I'm just listening to my dog barking.
Right. So if there is any external noises or anything like that, we do apologise in advance, but understand we're not in a high price studio.
Yes.
Agreed?
Agreed.
But with that being said, we'll now push on, shall we?
Yes.
And of course, we'll continue on, which is the fact that this week was I ended up doing a second, my second vlog. And let's just take this. The reason why I ended up covering for this one is because I actually had something to pretty much have a quick chat about, didn't I?
Yes.
Which, if anybody wants to check it out, more than welcome to. If you don't, why not? Why not? We're always putting out our heart into the vlog, aren't we? Always.
Yeah, we are. And I mean...
Hello?
Oh, dear.
Are you feeling well?
Oh, dear. Oh, yes,
What?
I'm feeling well. Oops. There we go, done it again. Disgusting.
You're vile.
Creature. Basically, if you haven't checked out his vlog, do so now, because he just enjoys being heard.
But anyway, with that being said, shall we get down to what we're all here for?
Yes.
Which is, of course, wrestling.
Wrestling.
Of course. Yes, we understand that a lot of people get saying, you're going to be talking a lot of WWE. You're going to be talking a lot of WWE. Yes, we are going to be talking about some WWE, but we're also going to talk about AEW and whatever else it comes to mind as well. You know, as we are, if I'm not mistaken, hashtag winging it as well.
Yeah, why not?
Pretty much. So, you know, we are just swinging for the fences and just pretty much just going whatever comes to mind. So, with that being said, is there anything you want to get off your chest first, or do you want me to just jump onto a topic at random quickly?
Yes, I'd love to get something off my chest.
Please do so. Go for it.
Your skid marks.
What is wrong with you?
Well, I'm not being funny, but, you know, when we were at training the other day, you know, you kind of just decided to drop your kegs and wipe it all over me. It's kind of grim, mate, you know.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me. I was wondering what was wrong with you.
I'm perfectly fine.
Do I look like a rug? Don't wipe your bum on me.
You're in wrestling. You do realise that some wrestlers do a stink face as a move.
You better not, Mr. Wobbly Bottom. You better not. I'd like to keep my nose clean. Thank you very much.
It did used to be part of my wrestling repertoire.
Ew, your wrestling repertoire.
No, notice the word I just said? Used to.
Repertoire. Fuck off.
Yes, I'm trying to sound sophisticated and it's not working.
No, it's definitely not.
It just makes me sound like a posh twat. Imagine.
No, it makes you sound like the old guy out of the Really Fast Show. I said no, because I'm very, very drunk.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So yeah, anyway, let's jump into it, shall we? Shall we start AEW or shall we start with WWE? I mean WWE.
I say start with WWE and then get on to more better things. Agreed?
Yeah.
Because we do want to end the show on a high note, not on a talking about WWE like a bad note or anything like that. Do we?
What, a brown note?
Pretty much.
Have you ever wondered if brown noise is a real thing?
I believe Mythbusters attempted to do that and it failed.
Oh, so it's already been tried and tested. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Can you imagine that though? A noise that makes you shit yourself.
That would have been a very devastating weapon.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't need nuclear warfare.
You just hit that one note and that'd be it. You just clear the entire room, building, or whatever.
Well, on that note.
Every one of them, they'd be searching for the epicenter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
damn,
anyway.
That would require one massive clean-up crew. Can you imagine the shopping centre? You'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, we apologise for the current delay, but we have got a clean-up on aisle 2. I repeat, a clean-up on aisle 2.
4, 5, 6, and 12.
And also, if you are willing to check out the tills, please don't, because we need to clean them also.
However, it has missed the lavatory aisle, which is we are grateful for because that's the one aisle that it should have been belonging to.
If you also please, would you mind stepping around the manager who has his legs hanging out of the toilet door because he couldn't make it.
Anyway, seeing as we need to move on from talking shit.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but I'm just setting the tone for what's about to come.
Yeah, pretty much. It does. But yeah, we've got a lot to cover with WWE. Or as, what was it, wee you call it?
Wee.
Right. Anyway, WWE, I don't know why, We've had to cover this subject already before.
We've had to cover this subject, actually, just before you carry on. I do believe we've had to touch on this subject about 3 times already.
And there's a possible 4th for next week as well.
Oh, no, I think this is the 4th time that we've actually spoke about it.
If it is the 4th time then we could actually have a 5th Dan. Because they're not done with it yet.
No, they're not.
Which, in case anybody wants to know what we're on about, more releases. Braun Strowman, Aleister Black, Ruby Riott. Do you want to name any?
What's up to it's the Google page not scrolling down.
No, my brain just gone absolutely just blank for the split second.
Oh, dear.
And I'm not using Google.
Yes, you are.
I really aren't.
Yes, you are.
I'm not using Google.
Oh, dear.
It's just there saying I'm using Google when I'm not even using Google. What the...
Oh, dear. So, obviously, we've already had Velveteen Dream. He was released about time.
Yep.
In all fairness. Oh, dear. So, we've had Buddy Murphy as well. Braun Strowman. Aleister Black. Ruby Riott.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking now to see if I've missed anybody. Yes, Lana. See, now that was actually the biggest one. That was Lana for me. Because she was never going to ever stay at WWE whilst they're using her the way that they were. And her husband's like, at AEW. It doesn't... Really well. Yeah, doing really well. They're not just going to thingy that. So, yeah, hopefully they take her to AEW and she does well there as well. She deserves it.
Now, the funny thing about it is we actually asked a question on Thursday. Who do you think will do well on the Indies?
Well, I think you pretty much know who's going to do well on the Indies, but I don't even think...
we actually asked for fans who will be most successful.
Listen up here, no, Cat. Don't make me smack that pussy out of you.
What?
No, Cat.
Anyway.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa.
Anyway, point being is, with it, I just don't... Do it makes it even worse? What hurts even more? The
fact that we're talking
reason.
About it.
The supposed reason.
Mm-hmm.
And why there's more likely going to be more.
Mm-hmm.
Cutbacks.
Allow me to explain this very, very quickly and very briefly because Vince McMahon's talking out of his arse. See, we talk bollocks, but he's talking a load of shit.
Well...
They had their most profitable year... last year, 2020. That's without people attending shows. Obviously, they would have had 1 or 2 shows where people did attend. But...
And they had an outbreak, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And then they've had the most profitable year without any fans in attendance because people were paying to go on the WWE Network and actually buying more merch because they were saving money by not going to shows. Does that make any sense? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, but if it was the most profitable year from all them kind of sources, then why are they releasing people? Why are they releasing wrestlers? They're trying to say that they've got plenty of big guys on the roster, and yet Braun Strowman is the highest paid one, so they need to release him. That does not make sense.
Because he's no longer the biggest man anymore. Because he got Omos.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. Do you remember when you had the Great Khali and the Big Show on the same fucking show?
Yep.
Why is that any different?
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they call Big Show the largest athlete still then? Even
Yes.
though Carly's taller.
Yes. But to be fair, though, the Great Khali's body was way out of proportion.
He still looked jacked. He still does, actually.
I'm not being funny, mate. I wouldn't like to have his hands wrapped around my head whilst he squeezes the life out of it. You know what I mean?
Hell no. Hells no.
You know, I know that he made what was it called? The vice grip.
I think it was like the head crush vice grip. It was just, I'll just never forget it. I'll never forget when he did it on Mysterio, who was world champion at the time, by the way.
Yes.
He almost popped his head.
Yeah, well, I'm not being funny, but that'll do that to you, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, we digress. The point being is, I just don't get it. The fact that almost. I know. Almost.
Almost.
No, I know. It's almost a slip up in its own right.
Yeah. Can we just? You almost got that right.
Yeah. Omos is the problem is he hasn't got the level of ability that we expect on major TV. Agreed? They're actually using him with AJ Styles to cover up a lot of his
flaws.
Work. Yeah. Now, Strowman is a big dude who can work, and for a man of his size, hitting drop kicks, it's impressive. And it is impressive.
Agree. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Right? He got himself massively over. And they're saying, well, and now that they got rid of him, well, technically we should have, he's 2 years past it. Do you know why that is? Because WWE dropped the damn ball with him. They dropped the ball with him. I'm going to have a WrestleMania moment. Is he going to be beating Brock Lesnar? No. What's he going to do? Win the tag team titles with a child.
Yeah, oh God, I remember that. That was god awful. What was the kid's name again?
I can't remember for the life of me off the top of my head. Genuinely, I just can't remember off the top of my head. Right now, my brain's just going, move on. It's at the time, yeah, great. It was like a bit of a feel-good moment, but you knew it wasn't going to be lasting because you knew it couldn't be properly defended because the kid couldn't get in the ring properly.
Yeah, so they had to forfeit it, which just made a mockery of the tag team championships and the tag team division again. So, it's not the first time that they've done it. They've done it many, many times over the years because they just couldn't give a shit, even though that you've got amazing tag teams there.
Yep. So, even then, a makeshift Strowman with a child.
Yeah, that doesn't sound wrong at all.
I know, it doesn't. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I know. It just sounds wrong. Then you got the whole fact of Braun Strowman, Intercontinental Champion. I'm going to be defending this all the time, losing to Sami Zayn on a regular episode of SmackDown, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sami Zayn doesn't need to be pushed. He doesn't need to. Well, he needs to be pushed, but he doesn't need to be put over by Braun Strowman. Right. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to be put over.
3 guys to get Strowman, but did Strowman get his comeuppance? His comeback? No, see you later.
But look at all the times that he's fought with. Who did he have the biggest rivalry with? It was with the Big Show, wasn't it? And Mark Henry.
Supposedly.
And it's like, then he had that other, I think it was, who was it that he tipped the car up over on?
Roman.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, I'm not done with you yet. Oh, wait. And how'd that go?
Exactly. They just keep using him in bit part segments just to pass the time. And it's exactly what the Big Show used to do. But at least the Big Show was given more opportunities.
Yeah.
Would you like to be heel or face this week?
Flip a coin!
Flip a coin.
Oh,
Flip
no.
a coin.
It's landed on your side. Instead, we're going to give you a crybaby segment.
Yep. Again, Mark Henry as well. He is another one. Would you like to be heel or face this week? I know. I want to help Mae Young give birth to a hand. And yes, it came out with 4 fingers.
At least, with Mark Henry in regard to that, he didn't care as long as he got TV time. He had the mindset of he'll try to get over anything.
Yeah, but that was just ridiculous. But anyway, we're not talking about that yet. We are talking about the releases. Stop talking about Braun Strowman. He's a big dude. He's already said that he doesn't wish to work for any other wrestling company, and this was last year, a statement by Braun Strowman last year, that the day that he finally hangs up his WWE boots will be the last time he ever wrestles for a company, unless WWE come knocking.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit, because I think he was paid to say shit like that.
I do. I can see it. And you know where I wouldn't mind seeing him in?
I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see him at
it's not where you think.
I'd love to see him at AEW, but I'd really like to see him somewhere like New Japan.
Bingo. Spot on.
I reckon he could do an amazing job in New Japan.
He would do absolutely. He would make that scene look amazing, and he, believe it or not, he's not exactly a small dude.
They would make something out of him, because let's just face it, the Braun Strowman gimmick. I'm a big man. I can power slam. I can do a running power slam. I can do a choo-choo train around the ring.
And yet, people with far worse gimmicks leaving WWE went to New Japan and come out better. Would you like some examples?
Well, my first one and only example that I want to use for this is Chris Jericho.
No, because he actually had some good gimmicks.
Yeah, but
he did make a big, massive name in New Japan.
I was about to say, when he went to Japan, he became even bigger than what he was when he was just at WWE.
Are you ready for my two? Albert? Anybody?
Oh, God. Don't even get me started on fucking Prince Albert. The name for the fucking piercing through the penis.
Or when he was Lord Tensai.
Yeah, what the fuck was that all about?
That was because he did well in Japan.
Oh, yeah, you wrestled in Japan. Let's try and be controversial and slightly not racist.
Yeah. And then he became the hip-hop hippo?
Oh, my God. Yeah, let's not... No, just move on, please. Just move on.
Anyway, point being is, another one straight after. Luke Gallows, anyone?
Yeah, Luke Gallows.
I know you're thinking, what gimmick did he have in WWE before that he had in WWE first time around?
Knowing Vince McMahon, he was probably the arse end of a horse.
He had two. One of them you never saw him, which was the fake cane.
Oh, God, yeah, fake cane. And it's, funny, that came up on my Facebook feed today.
And you're about to cry in a minute when you realise what I'm about to say. Does anybody remember Festus?
Remember what?
Festus.
Is this the bit where they tried to take the piss out of the fucking Addams family?
No, they literally had him as Festus, who was, how do I say, not the most intelligent person at all.
Well, What can I say? At least
Look,
he's no
well-
at least he's no Perry Mason.
We are talking, looking like. I'm trying to pick my words very carefully because how they were portraying this gimmick.
Oh, for fuck's sake, just spit it out.
He looked like he was docile before the match. Soon as the bell rings, he becomes a raging lunatic beating the crap out of everybody.
Yeah. Oh, you were trying not to say the R word. That is, a special certain individual said once.
Yes.
Let's not naming names.
Not naming names, and you understand what I'm saying now, don't you?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like Eugene all over again.
Just using a.
Anyway, just stop now. Just stop.
Anyway,
let's move on to the next character because
Lana's going to do well. Buddy Murphy's going to do well. They're all going to do well. They're all going to be absolutely awesome on the independent scene.
That's not what I was saying. Is that
move on?
But no, I was going to say that Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black, I do believe that they should go to AEW because there's certain individuals and certain talent on AEW roster that shouldn't really be on Dynamite. They should more so be on somewhere like Impact. And that's no disrespect to Impact. I just feel like there are more talented wrestlers on Dynamite at the minute.
Right, okay.
Please get rid of the Young Bucks. Yes, Mr. AJ Hughes. If you ever even try to aspire to be that, I will put you at a figure 4 and I will hurt you this time.
But anyway, all I'm just going to say in regards to that, bear this in mind that if I'm not mistaken, I even saw someone put up a joke version of Aleister Black going over to AEW, which I discussed this with my colleague before coming on the air, didn't I?
Oh, is this the bit where you were talking about Booker T?
No.
Although, do you really need to touch on that, though?
Yes, we do, which I was just about to use this little joke to lead into it.
Go on, then.
Which was the fact that I believe that someone made a joke or a meme or meme.
A meme.
Of Aleister Black, or should we say his new name redubbed for AEW, Aleister White.
Wow, that's like going from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White. Gandalf.
Run, you fools. Oh, no,
run,
fly,
you fools.
It's not run, you fools. Is it fly, you fools, or run, you fools?
I do believe it was run, just before he fought the dragon.
I'm not 100% sure. That could be a Mandela effect there.
I have no idea. Anyway, I don't care about Gandalf. I was just using it as an example. So shut the fuck up, big nerd.
Let's continue. The point being is, I believe you actually mentioned an idea for him to be a leader of a certain group.
Oh, yeah. If that came about and he can't use the Aleister Black name, I think Aleister White will be a perfect name and he could become the leader. And I know people are probably going to spit the fucking dummies out and say, well, they don't need a new leader. They don't need a new leader. Blah, 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 blah.
They got -1.
Listen to what I'm saying. I do believe he could do a job as being the leader of the Dark Order.
If you want to bring them back as heels.
Yeah, because let's face facts, the Dark Order was a heel faction. It was a heel faction. Yes. And now they are doing stupid shit, jokey shit, and I just don't think that's what Brody Lee would want.
Yeah.
I'm right, aren't I? Would you... Something that he put quite a lot of work into when he first started, of joining the Dark Order and leading the Dark Order, winning the TNT Championship, and just to warm it up for Cody Rhodes when he decided that he wanted to take it back.
Yeah.
But, you know, he put a lot of work into the Dark Order, and I think that, you know, it should be what it was.
Yes.
Like the Ministry of Darkness.
Yes. But it's a good idea. If that idea does happen, whether it be under Alistair White or any other name he uses, or even his original independent name, Tommy End, or as the crowd dubbed him as Tommy fucking End.
Tommy fucking End. That sounds wrong.
The crowd used to chant it going, Tommy fucking End.
Anyway.
All checks payable to the Burning Truth.
Yes. All checks payable to the Burning Truth. Tony Khan, get it done. You know you want to. You really, really do. Buddy Murphy, I think he could do a really good job. I think he'd do a good job part of a different faction.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that he would be perfect if we could get rid of Sammy Guevara, even though he has a fucking talent, but he's a fucking dick. Guevara, who cares?
Okay.
Tomato. He's a talent, he's a good wrestler, and he's a good worker, but I just think that some of the stuff he does is completely unnecessary, and I just don't like him.
Each their own.
But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I feel like he could do well in the inner circle. I really do. So yeah, checks made payable to the Burning Truth. Mainly so myself.
Personally, I think he'd do even better as a single individual. Knocking people the hell out. With them knee strikes.
I think if they did both go to AEW, I would love to see them wrestle each other again, because the matches that they had in WWE when he first went onto the main main roster, some of the matches that they had were absolutely phenomenal. And some of the creative, exactly. Duck spinning kick, duck the black mass, stamp on his foot, go for the knee, turns around, black mass to the face. Nice, love it, absolutely brilliant. Philip J. Fry, take my fucking money. I would happily pay. I just think that AEW now have got a very big opportunity now. Big opportunity.
However, seeing as we've just covered Alistair Black and and everything, we've got to go back a little bit to Alistair Black or Tommy End, because we have already hinted at it. We've already mentioned it. Booker T.
Yes, Booker T. Yes.
Booker T had a few words in regards to Alistair Black or Tommy End.
And no, they were not Hulk Hogan related. Harlem Heat, by any chance? I'm so glad you got where I went with that one. For those that don't know, look at Booker T's infamous Harlem Heat promo.
That's all we'll just say.
Towards Hulk Hogan, because I am not repeating what he said.
No. But anyway.
No.
Anyway, I believe that he was criticising, saying that that Alistair had the dark brooding gimmick and everything, and not everyone can get away with it. Okay, that's fine. Not everyone can get over with the fans with certain gimmicks or whatever they popularise, or anything like that. Yeah, I also disagree with him on that fact, because okay, it didn't get over with him in WWE. Then why the hell was it getting over in NXT?
I'm not being funny, but he was over in NXT. He was over on the main roster
when he first arrived.
Even after he first arrived, but then it was just like the Authors of Pain. They went disappearing for God knows how long. Then they turned up in the Booker T room of candles. And by the way, Booker T, can I just ask you a question? do you find it acceptable to talk about somebody's gimmick and saying that they can't get it over, blah, 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 and yet we had to live through the years of King Booker?
No. If you're going to do it, you got to do it right. It's King Booker.
Yeah, I'm. Please don't do that again.
No, that's the one time and only I'm ever doing that.
Yes, thank you. Please never do that again, ever again.
No, it's not happening.
That King Booker is literally how I feel. I feel really, really angry about Booker T's Room of Candles, just like Matt Burns hates. You get where I'm going with this, don't you?
You will say the name, won't you?
Well, yeah.
I like that you paused. Thank you.
VFR.
Fucker!
I didn't say his name.
You're still a bitch.
Yeah, I know. Ding! So, yeah, I just... No. Them years of Booker T, I would rather forget, because I love Booker T, but that was just unnecessary comments, because for me, Aleister Black was one of the better wrestlers.
We're not done with that comment yet.
Are we not?
The fact that he also turned around and said that he looked like a regular Joe and couldn't differentiate himself from any other member of the roster.
Differentiate, you mean?
Well, you know what I meant.
No, not really. But I was just trying to correct you just to make you feel like a tit.
No, that's fine. I appreciate the correction. Basically, he was saying that he looked like, Joe Nobody.
Yeah, which is not fair, because Aleister Black has got a unique look about him.
A unique fighting style.
A unique fighting style. He could go toe-to-toe with quite a lot of decent wrestlers, and he could go strike for strike with Buddy Murphy. And to be fair, Buddy Murphy is going to be one of the best wrestlers in the world in a few years' time.
Wrestling's best kept secret?
Yep. So if I'm, when I'm right, not if, when I'm right, you may buy some of my merch.
Buy his merch. Anyway, point being is, right, I don't agree with Booker on his statements that he has towards Alistair or Tommy Hand or whatever in regards to it. I think the fact that he even managed, even in his final days, even changed his gimmick with I believe the Dark Father was his gimmick.
Yeah, well, let's just put this into perspective, please, because obviously we have Seth Rollins, who is now currently doing this whole praise be bloody Seth Rollins crap.
And any questions that relate to Cesaro, he ignores.
Yeah, so it's just go away, Seth Rollins, for God's sake.
Continue.
I love the guy. He's a great worker. He can wrestle, and that run he had with the Intercontinental Championship, where he defended it. It was an open fucking challenge. Oh, absolutely brilliant, fantastic. But this is just bollocks.
It's dragging on. Translation. But anyway.
And he ruined Buddy Murphy with it as well. You know what I mean? Oh, for fuck's sake!
No. Let's just push on, shall we? Because we've got a lot to. We've still got a lot to discuss. We've still got a lot of shit to wade through yet.
Really?
Yep.
Are we talking like Shawshank Redemption?
It's beginning to feel like that at the moment.
I've never known a man that could crawl through 3 football fields of shit and come out smelling of roses on the other side.
Anyway, that's
Andy
out the way.
Dufresne.
With that being said, now I know you're all thinking, why the sudden releases? Why? Because there's a rumour going around that supposedly that WWE might be been getting sold.
Yeah, I heard this rumour. This is just a rumour from some Mr. I think I know it all. And I don't think there's any truth in it. None whatsoever. There's no way in a billion years Vince McMahon would ever sell something that him and his dad built from the ground up. No chance. Don't believe it. Fuck off.
That's one rumour. Are you ready for the other one?
Well, if it's one that I haven't heard, then yes.
It's one from Dave Meltzer.
Another know-it-all, but okay, go on.
He actually counteracts them selling it. He actually turns around and goes, "Nope, they're not selling it because why would Vince want to do that? It's his baby. They're just going through a financial crisis."
It was the most profitable year last year, remember?
That's what I mean. So what is it? They're selling it? The financial crisis?
Oh, I don't bloody know.
It's either that or WWE is pulling the wool over people's eyes, not actually really releasing people, and just trying to make it look like they're in desperate financial needs.
So they're doing a Mark Henry?
Potentially.
Yeah. Well,
which you should get credit for that, by the way.
I want to make a point here because clearly, some people think, like, when we talk, we sound like fake fans. I can assure you that is not the case.
Nope.
That is not the case. We are not fake fans. Yes, we are not perfect. We forget things and blah, blah, blah. That's called being human.
And we also have brain fart moments.
Mainly so Matt Burns. But yeah, okay. Jump so high, matey. But yes, we are not fake fans, and I don't think a lot of people are fake fans because of the fact that they want to see WWE do well. It's just the fact that they're going in the wrong direction, and when you can see somebody going in the wrong direction, and you can easily point out the flaws, but they can't see that themselves, and they're not listening to the fans, and they're just pissing over everything about a company that you hold sacred. It's going to piss people off.
Well,
it really is.
Bear in mind that CM Punk's even waded in, saying the fact that he's not surprised in regards to it, especially seeing as they're actually just doing TV for one viewer.
Yeah, exactly, and it's a bit concerning because
that is an opinion that could be that might not be the case, but the way it looks doesn't look good, does it?
No, but again, like I say, you can't just go pointing the finger saying that the fake fans. Maybe it's because certain people are, taking the piss now. This whole PG era, it isn't working. It needs to be taken back to even if it just went back to ruthless aggression,
It needs to have a bit, certain aspects of it, an edge.
Yeah, you've got two flagship programs. You've got SmackDown and you've got Raw. No. Flagship. Notice what I said. Flagship.
Right.
When you buy a phone, you buy the flagship phone because that's the most popular one.
Okay.
Correct?
Even though there's NXT.
NXT is not the most popular one.
Even though we'd like it to be.
Even though we'd love it to be. But, again, see, you just threw me off again. Why don't you shut up, Mr. Burns?
Please continue. Flagships.
Flagship, right. So you got the flagship shows. Why not have one as PG and one as, take Raw back to the old days where it's exciting. You don't know what the storyline's going to be. You can't guess the fucking plot like most of the time that we can.
Even though that does happen now anyway because of the rewrites.
Yep. It just have I'm not saying have like a hardcore I'm just saying, have something that's not PG on the flagship show, which just so happens to be Raw.
Have a bit of mystery. Have a bit of a mystery. Have people sitting there, and also actually have the events planned ahead so they can actually get match cards out, so they can actually advertise matches, so people will want to watch it.
Exactly. I mean, obviously, we've got the European Championship football coming up at the moment.
Yep.
And the way that the England team are right now, I think they're terrible. I think they're garbage. But they're that garbage, I'd rather watch 3 hours of fucking Raw. That just goes to show how bad Raw is. You know, it goes to show how bad that I'm even comparing it to the shit shower that is England.
The football
team.
That's his views.
Is that hitting any fucking notes with you? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What?
For me personally, I watch football from time to time, and I disagree with the England team. Okay, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. But we'll have to just wait and see on how that goes at the moment. But
bullshit! It's a shit shower show.
It's nowhere near what it could be, is what I'm saying. But anyway, my personal views is at the moment, and this is how bad it is with Raw. I'm actually considering rewatching material that was done by VFR.
Yeah. And I'm thinking of listening to Jim Cornette.
Fair enough. But genuinely, it's just the fact of it's not being good. It's not being. It really isn't, and it's been damning. It's been really damning how it's being handled. It's just. But to call us the ones who are criticising and putting our own critiques on it, these are, as we say, our thoughts and views on the situation. We may not be right. We may even be very much wrong, but we have the right to critique. Because here's the funny thing about it is, yes, we mentioned the bad thing. Let's name some good things. Cesaro, when he isn't being technically kayfabe injured off the show.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Right, which is a downside. But Cesaro, when he was going for the main title, he looked dominant. Roman Reigns, need I say more at the moment? He's getting massive heat with the whole acknowledge me. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I like Roman Reigns as he is right now. I think he's very dominant, but again, it's going to come to a time where he's had the title for too long, and I get far too bored.
And they're going to need to have somebody ready to take it off him.
Yeah, and Cesaro was ready, and now they're just shitting all over Cesaro again.
And there's talk of John Cena coming back.
No!
If not Cena, Brock Lesnar. Oh, I know, it's Sophie's choice. You don't know which one to go for.
Just horrible it is. It's fucking horrible.
If any of them rumours do actually come true, and you know why that rumour of Brock Lesnar's come true? Well, not come true, why it's come around? Because he's not part of the Illuminati page on Raw. He suddenly popped back up on Raw. So if he isn't going to go up against Roman, he could be going up against Lashley.
Well, the Lashley and Lesnar thing, that should have came round a long time ago.
It's way too late now.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Move on.
The only reason why they do it is for somebody to come and take the title off Lashley, so Lashley can look strong and win it back. That's all it'll be. It'll just be a filler segment, and it's just no. I don't want to see that.
But it's Brock Lesnar, because what he'll do is he'll take the title, go missing for 6 months, and just go, can you pay me more money so I can drop the title now?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Or can I just go and sit at home on my backside whilst you pay me?
Yeah.
Again.
Shall we continue?
Yeah, let's continue.
Right. That is including the rant of WWE. Shall we move on to AEW?
Yeah, let's move on to AEW. Something a bit more fucking entertaining.
What would you like to cover on AEW first?
Well, there's a couple of things, really. Some that have actually surprised me quite nicely. Mark Henry making his return to a wrestling promotion. Well, it's a return, but it's a debut, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, is he going to wrestle? Is he not? Is he just going to be backstage like The Big Show?
Teased
or
it.
Paul White? But he has teased it, so could we be seeing a match between Paul White and Mark Henry that we actually enjoy? Or is it going to be a way of putting over somebody like Miro? Is it just to give Miro a good opponent? I don't know. The possibilities are endless with Mark Henry because he's such a good worker. It's unreal.
And I believe he's doing commentating, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly. So do you remember when Taz was phasing out of wrestling into commentary? And he was wrestling a little bit, then he wasn't, then he was, then he wasn't. And then he had a feud with the King, and just, yeah.
Oh dear.
Let's not go there with that one, but yeah.
At least we had the debut of Raven. Did we?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. The possibilities are endless. And now we have... in fact, actually, I'll let you call this one.
Well, anyway, Mark Henry is doing the commentary for the Rampage show, which debuts in August. But as they were talking about that, I believe that we had someone on the microphone yelling out, "Excuse me!"
Ugh.
None other than Vicky Guerrero.
When you did that, then a bit of vomit come up in my mouth.
You're welcome.
All I can just imagine is her getting tongued by Edge.
You do realise that's Eddie's wife?
What?
Eddie Guerrero's wife.
Well, how else is she going to get the fucking Guerrero name, you fanny?
Of course, but anyway, we digress. She came out to reveal a new signee.
Exactamundo. Would you like to give a name?
I very much would do. It would be Andrade Idolo, is it?
Idolo, I think.
Idolo. Apologies for the mispronunciation.
He fucked up again. He's butchered another name.
At least I got his first name. At least I didn't WWE and just go, it's Andrade. Even though technically that's who it is. It is the former La Sombra.
I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with him. I really am. Because it's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
And he is very talented. Very, very talented.
Yes, he is supposedly aligned with Vicky Guerrero, but he's got this swagger to him.
Exactly. And can we possibly be seeing not a rehash or a copycat, but Eddie Guerrero of We Lie, We Cheat, We Steal? That could be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah. I believe he came in saying he was dubbing himself as the headline of the one of the top stars from of Mexico, but then he literally turned around and just went, "I'm not declaring that here. I'm declaring to be the head of all elite wrestling.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, okay, it's completely different to Eddie Guerrero, but you don't want anything to be the same.
And it makes it even weirder. What's even weirder is the fact that a piece of advice that there's a man is bit him on the rear.
Go on.
There's a man turned around to Andrade and said to him, well, we won't be pushing you much unless you properly learn, because at the time, when he came up to the main roster, he wasn't fluent in English.
Yeah.
There's a man told him to practice his English and make sure he gets better at it. He'll get pushed more. And then never give him a mic, hardly.
Yeah, well, I bet he's regretting that now.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that promo was actually fucking gold.
It was. Absolutely gold. He didn't need to say much. He didn't even need to, because he just came in with the swagger. Do I need to say more?
No, not really, because I agree with you. I really, really do. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. AEW is going to be very, very interesting. Very interesting.
And before anybody asks, what's Charlotte Flair's opinion on the matter? She's happy for him.
Nobody fucking cares, Charlotte.
No. Fans were wanting to know her input. Her boyfriend is with the opposite team. She didn't care. She was happy for him.
It's only because she'll probably end up going, I want a match against Britt Baker. My name says it all.
I doubt she'd get the problem. I'm not sure she would get as much of a push in AEW that she does in WWE.
I would imagine that they would say, no, you earn your stripes like everybody else.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. Her father did it, so I don't see why Charlotte can't do it. You know?
Yeah.
She's a good wrestler, and, you know, she's really, really good at what she does. It's just the fact that she plays off her name and it pisses people off.
Well, I think WWE play off her name too much. And she's just going along with the ride because she's getting rewarded. But bear in mind that Andrade is already scheduled to face the AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega.
Yeah, he's going to get fucking bitch slapped in that one then. There's no way that Kenny Omega's going to drop the title.
You didn't let me finish, did you? And it's not for the AEW World Championship.
Well, it's just a standard match.
No, it's for the AAA Mega Championship that Kenny Omega has.
Interesting.
Which, if he takes it off him, could that make him that could be a good way of making it a legitimate contender.
Well, it could, but I can't see that. I just can't see it because Kenny Omega's, the belt collector gimmick is. It's not for anybody else. It's more so for Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Even though Ultimo Dragon is better.
No kidding. No one's topping that.
No.
Nobody.
No.
And I mean nobody. Anything else?
I can't think of anything else because, I think we've covered pretty much all the bases on that one. Andrade is just going to be a boss. He's going to absolutely destroy the roster and he's going to be really, really good.
Yeah. He's going to be looking absolutely brilliant. He already looks amazing already. He already carries himself as a superstar. Enough said.
Enough said.
Shall we touch on a bit of news in regards to somebody who's on the roster of AEW?
Yeah, go for it.
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, Mr. Fozzy Foz.
Yes. Who, if I'm not mistaken, has just released a new song.
Oh, yeah, so he did.
Called Sane, which is absolutely Awesome. And in no way have we been paid by him to plug that.
Even though he wouldn't have to pay us anyway because it's an awesome song.
Yes, it is.
Even though it does pay me so that somebody is a really good fan of, well, a really, 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 really big fan of his, and it annoys me so.
One thing I will say is, unfortunately, Chris Jericho will not be going to New Japan anytime soon at the moment.
Ah.
Because his contract has expired.
What, New Japan or?
Yeah, exactly, New Japan. Because at the moment he doesn't actually have a contract with New Japan. But the funny thing about it is, does he need one?
I don't think he does.
Seeing as they've already got the deal at the moment, potentially with New Japan at the moment.
The Forbidden Door.
Yes. The Forbidden Door.
The Forbidden Back Door.
Pretty much. Right. Shall we move on?
Move on.
Have we got a pick for this week's Epic Wrestling Moment?
Did you get one last week?
I got it last week.
Oh, I just had a thought.
Go on.
Just had a thought. Now, we all know that the European Championship is one of my favourite titles.
Yes.
You know.
Well, I know that, of course.
From, any title that WWE have released or had, it's one of my favourites because not only what it represents, but of who the people that have won it.
The talent.
The talent that's won it is nothing short of brilliant. Minus a couple, but the rest of it's got a decent history. So I want to dedicate this one to the British Bulldog. Really,
continue.
His victory over Owen Hart.
Over Owen Hart?
Mm-hmm.
When was this?
The European Championship, when he beat him for it.
No, I was just wondering if you had dates, or was it on an episode of Raw? Was it on a big pay-per-view?
I cannot remember because you caught me on the spot. So I'm going to suggest that you Google it, Mr. Burns, because I can't remember.
Really?
Well, at least I'm being honest.
True.
Would you like me to lie about it and do it behind your back?
You'd do that anyway.
My name's not Matt Burns.
Why are you lying?
Why are you lying?
Oh, interesting. It was actually on February 26th, 1997, which was part of a tournament to crown the first ever.
That's the one.
Yes.
That's the one. What year was it?
1997.
That was it, 1997. Jesus Christ. I don't know why I had 93 in my head. I don't know why that is, but whatever.
No, I would have... I'll be honest with you. If I didn't actually look this up quickly for you, I would have thought 93, 94.
Yeah, because I thought that's how long it'd been around, but obviously not. But yeah, 1997, crowned the first ever European champion. And the British Bulldog came out on top, and it was an epic moment.
Yes.
Why have they discontinued that belt? It really annoys me.
It got merged into the Intercontinental.
Ugh.
Because he had too many belts at the time, I think.
Well, no. Now, if you look at the shit shower show that it is now, it would make sense to have tiered belts. yes, okay, it was second to bottom on the picking order, but
it's
still,
still a good way to get yourself up
it was a
on
good
that.
starting point. I mean, you only got to look at Austin. He started with Intercontinental. Triple H, Intercontinental, Owen Hart.
Even Shawn Michaels went back to it and raised it.
Yeah, Seth Rollins has gone back to the Intercontinental and had that amazing run.
Yeah, but anyway.
Made it actually, what's the word for it? Made it valid again.
Prestigious.
No, I'd say made it valid again. But then obviously he lost it to, was it The Miz?
No.
Was it The Miz? Who was it then?
It was either The Miz or...
No, Cena wasn't around then.
Oh, no.
It was The Miz, I'm pretty sure it was.
It was The Miz.
See, you always say no, and then you don't apologise for being an absolute turd.
I was about to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
Yes, you were wrong.
You
Wronger than the time that you tried to put a sausage in your mouth. No.
I'm trying to keep it clean.
You could have told the sausage that. But anyway.
And that's what she said.
And there it is.
Right, anyway.
Always lowering the tone.
Let's just continue on, shall we? Now that we've got the Epic Wrestling moment out the way, I believe we've got some non-wrestling topics.
Yeah, we've got a couple of... Well, it's still wrestling related, but...
For non-wrestling topics? Are you sure?
What are you on about? Have you added something on that I don't know about?
No, you mentioned something that you wanted to discuss on the non-wrestling topic. I thought you were going to jump into it.
Well, can you please explain to me what that is? Because I've had a massive brain fart and I can't remember.
TV show?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We have discovered, well, I was made aware of this TV show, which is basically like a DC cartoon, but obviously in adult form, of course.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it for your children. But, yeah, it is what we would want if the DC was darker, the DC universe was darker than it is right now. And that is, on Amazon Prime, it is called Invincible.
Yes.
And straight away, Matt Burns told me all about this, and I was like, nah, it's just going to be another crappy TV show. It won't last long. It's based on another fucking comic book. There's been that many of them, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
But then I saw the first episode, and I was like, damn!
Yeah. And it's that much of a damn! No spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you don't want any spoilers because it just even though I did kind of spoil it for myself,
almost. But he still got caught. But he still got caught out, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah, got caught out. So, like I say, I did nearly spoil it for myself. Well, I did spoil it for myself, but I managed to
recover.
I managed to recover that, and it really redeemed itself.
What level? The scary thing about it is the fact that it's got many voice actors in there. It's got great presentation, and it's very, very honest and close to the comics.
Yeah, which we don't really get that very often. You only get that mainly so from the DC universe,
and the odd occasional Marvel when they can.
Be honest.
What I said. When they can.
Be arsed.
The point being is, absolutely amazing. And it's one of them shows where by the time you have finished it, you are already begging for more.
Yeah, I was really disappointed that there was only so many episodes.
And I even warned you, didn't I? And stated once you finish that first episode, you want the next.
Yeah.
It's literally it's an addicted TV series.
It is, and I just hope it carries on getting better and better and better because it's so good.
Bear this in mind, in that, if I'm not mistaken, they've got many sagas in comics. You know, the following comic format.
It's gonna be like what had loads and loads and loads. I can't think.
What do you mean?
It don't matter. Anyway? So
don't make sense.
Nah, don't make sense. But anyway, nothing I'm saying makes sense.
Maybe you need a can of Monster.
Or maybe you just need a can of shut the hell up.
Please continue.
So yeah, I can't wait until season 2 comes out. There's plenty more coming out at the moment. For
television?
For television, we've got Rick and Morty season 5, I believe.
I think it is.
Yeah, Rick and Morty season 5. We've got Black Summer on Netflix, another zombie apocalypse TV program. Can't wait for that. And many, many more. And obviously, one of my favourite animes at the moment, Castlevania. That's had a new season come out, and that's just absolutely awesome.
And don't forget Loki on Friday.
Yeah, you got Loki coming out on Friday. That is just... I bet you Black Widow must be really pissed, you know, because how long's it taken for his film to come out?
I know. It's all been done and everything's like, well, we're just going to put it off until this time. It's like, why not put it in between, you know, June or whatever? But at the same time, would that have benefited the TV shows having the Black Widow on at the same time?
No, definitely not.
It could have affected them.
Oh yes,
but
absolutely.
Can't wait to see more. Agreed?
Oh, can't wait to see it. I like the intros to the actual show as well, where it cuts off and it's like, we really need, and then it cuts off to the intro of Invincible.
Ah.
And all that. That's actually pretty original, that is. I've not seen that before.
Well, my name is...
Invincible. And it's like, oh, really? It's so fucking good.
Well, if he's doing this situation, he's going to have to be...
Invincible. And it's like, oh, wow, that's really cool, man. I really like that.
Although, they may have to change it, possibly.
No, don't change it. That's boring.
No, eventually, they will have to, because they don't want me overdoing it.
Oh, no, they don't want to overdo it, but for me, if they keep it that way, I ain't going to complain, because I like it.
At least change the graphic a little bit.
Yeah, just change the graphics. All they got to do, and just be a bit more creative.
Yeah.
That's it.
Be more creative.
So, like I say, can't wait.
Absolute great series. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we actually put it down as that series. It's a mixture of 3 things. Would you agree?
Yes, it is. It is a mixture of 3 things. I think it's a mixture of, like, Spawn, DC Universe, and I'd say a little bit of... Would you say a little bit of Marvel? I wouldn't say lots, but...
Bits. For me, I'd say it's between 3. I would say it's a little bit of DC. It's a little bit of The Boys.
Ah, yes, The Boys. I was
And of
thinking more so
course-
just cartoon-wise.
And of course, Dark Horse Comics, who, by the way, did actually do Spawn, by the way.
Yeah, I know, because Spawn is just... why they never carried on Spawn is beyond me.
I believe it. I think with that, I think it might have been something to do with money and how much it was costing to have made. And they actually supposedly run out of ideas of what to do after the storyline that they finished.
It's a shame, but it happens.
It is, but to be honest with you, I'm actually okay with it being the way it was. How it ended. But they could have at least had him continue a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. At least finish off the storyline.
And bear in mind, I think even Spawn even had a cartoon, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. I'm on about the cartoon Spawn.
Oh, you're on about the cartoon. It depends on which version did you watch. Did you watch the PG version, or did you watch the uncut version?
Not the PG version. I don't do silly PG things. What's the fucking hell? If I wanted PG, mate, I'd have a fucking cup of tea.
One sugar or two?
One lump or two, actually.
So mountains then, that's fine.
I got a couple of lumps for you. All right.
And he says, I lower the tone.
I didn't. I upped the tone. Didn't you hear it? Oh, right. That's quite uppy.
No comment. No comment.
Okay. So anyway, are we moving on now? Because
I believe that's about time where we are usually going to say, and that's a wrap.
No, actually, it's not a wrap.
Why not?
Because we haven't discussed Dark Side of the Ring.
Would you care to start us off, actually? You know what? We've been on that long. I actually thought we covered it for the life of me, but we'll cover that now.
You know what I blame all this on? I blame it on the bloody heat, because I'm sitting here like you were last week. I was sweating.
Yeah.
Sweating into my sofa. It's pretty grim.
It is. It's just the heat. Just.
Okay, Peter Griffin.
I didn't even mean to even sound like that.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
I couldn't even do it now, even if I wanted to.
Oh no, you don't sound like him anymore. That was just no. That was piss poor.
It was a fluke.
Practice makes perfect, young man.
Will do. Anyway,
good boy.
Let's cover Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring. Well, I'm going to glaze over one that has been missed. Well, there's two that have been missed, but I am covering the one that was missed last week. But I decided not to cover the Montreal Screwjob, Bret Hart. I'm only going to glaze over this because there were certain things in it that, you know, one of our friends decided to quite happily point out that, there were some interesting parts in it. I knew it all already, but, you know, well, I didn't know it all. My name's not Matt Burns. But yes.
Cheap shot.
I'm sorry. I had to. It's hot. I'm sweaty. I've got to do it. But anyway.
And that's what she said.
And that's what she said. Giggity. All right.
Continue.
I like where this is going. And it sounds even worse. You know why it sounds even worse? Because it was a screw job. Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Montreal Screwjob, everybody knows, whether you just got into wrestling and you are watching some of the older stuff and you notice that Bret Hart was pretty much screwed over by Vince McMahon. Everybody thought it was a work. And if you watch the Dark Side of the Ring, you'll notice that it's not a work. it's not planned, even though I thought it was at first. But now I think about it more and more, and the way that they talk about it.
And the fact that Vince McMahon turned up with a black eye the night after.
Yeah, and the fact that he was willing to let Bret Hart come back to the WWE and absolutely annihilate him.
Into the locker room. Now, if you're still here when I get
by
back,
the time I get a shower, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to punch Vince McMahon out. And it's just the way that he describes it as he's like, he got out of the shower and he was putting on his clothes. And he's like, I went for a walk out and I saw Vince McMahon standing there and I thought to myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the first man to ever punch Vince McMahon out. And he fucking did it.
And get away with it.
And get away with it. And it's like, wow. Punch. Black eye. Jobs are good. And well done, Bret Hart. I wish somebody else would do it now, but I think if they did, they might actually kill him. So no, maybe that's not a good idea.
No.
Old Skeletor might be He-Man's nemesis, but
Dolph Lundgren's.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren's nemesis.
Yep.
Or Braun Strowman could be the new He-Man. I've been released, and now you're going to die. I'm coming for you, Skeletor. He-Man. Why are you so mad?
At least he isn't going to be another Ryback.
Oh, fucking... Will somebody shut that prick up? The crowd has spoken. Fucking retire, twat. No, I'm only kidding. Or am I?
I don't think the Twitter voters were.
No, I don't think they were.
Twice.
Yeah, the fact that it was like, oh, we got rid of all the trolls now from other pages that follow us. It's just like, well, now that you've said that, that's just incented them to make more fucking accounts to vote against you to get you to retire.
Or, we got rid of the trolls and might have inadvertently got rid of his actual fans.
Yep. See, this is the thing. It just, why? Why does he even exist on Twitter anymore? Just stop. You've been told. Just stop.
He's not on Twitter.
I know he's everywhere.
He's on TikTok.
He's everywhere. Honestly, Mr. Burns, he's everywhere. He is like the fucking pandemic. He is everywhere.
Feed me more.
And at the moment, it doesn't matter which social media platform you're on, you're going to catch a dose of it when you go on there.
Yep.
You're going to catch a bloody dose of bareback. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Montreal Screwjob. Anyway, After the whole Montreal Screwjob, he spits in Vince McMahon's face. The whole punch-out thing in the locker room. The fact that Vince McMahon is dumb enough to not listen to him is hilarious. Because I'm not being funny. Like, if it's somebody who is, as you've just screwed over, after all the years that they put into your business, if you're going to screw them over...
Even taking a reduced pay, if I'm not mistaken?
Even taking a reduced pay just so he could stay on the fucking... stay with the company. You don't screw them over, and then when they say, I'm going to knock you out, you don't stay in the fucking room hoping that you can talk it out, because the only thing that's going to happen is the first thing. You're going to get knocked the fuck out.
I wonder if Chris Tucker was in the locker room going, "You got knocked the fuck out."
Oh, that would be hilarious. Man, you just got knocked the fuck out. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know why Bret Hart decided all of a sudden to go to WCW and get bored of it. I still don't fully understand it. I mean, even though they've explained it, I still don't fully understand it.
That is covered in another documentary.
I think he didn't even. Did he go to any other wrestling promotions after WCW?
No.
I don't think he did he?
No, because
Did he
retired.
retire?
He retired from a road kick from Goldberg.
Because he made a pipe bomb on WCW, didn't he?
Yeah, because he aimed it at Bill Goldberg, because Bill Goldberg somehow kicked him in the head, knocked him the hell out, concussed him, which ended up leading up to his accident.
And everybody else wonders why people don't like Goldberg. Yeah. Wrestling purist against the 3-minute wonder?
Yeah.
I don't even think he did what was the Goldberg's longest match?
Well, it depends on when. You say if it was during the streak, I believe William Regal or should we say Lord Regal would have that.
Yes, yes, that was it. When he was like, it was trying to teach a baby how to wrestle. I had to guide him everywhere.
And palm strikes.
And it's just, oh God, it was embarrassing to watch, honestly. Oldberg. But anyway, that's enough on the Montreal Screwjob. If you want to know more about it, watch it, because it's one of them stories that's like everybody knows it. So,
and let me just point this out: VFR, you did not come up with the fucking idea.
No, VFR, you did not come up with the idea. You were not in on it. If anything, you just want your 15 minutes of fame back again.
But this is what I'm actually questioning him is. I'm actually defending him by saying, why would you want to be associated with that?
I know. Why would you? It just doesn't make sense. Don't make fucking sense.
Because if you were the cause of it, technically in a way, everything that happened after that is your fault.
Oh, it just begs to the question. Anyway, I'm going to move on now to the Fabulous Moolah, because I don't want to talk about it too long. But all I will say is just, if you want to know more about the Montreal Screwjob, just go and watch Dark Side of the Ring, or the many other million documentaries on it.
Dark Side
on
of the
YouTube.
Ring, I believe there's the Wrestling with Shadows. There's also the...
Have A&E done one?
Soon. It's actually, I think it's either on now, or it's due to, it's the next one they're doing.
Anyway, Burns, enough now.
Continue.
I'm moving on. The Fabulous Moolah. So.
Moolah.
Here we go on to Miss Controversial. Wow. This episode, genuinely... Now, I knew there was some controversy surrounding the Fabulous Moolah, but I didn't realise it went this deep.
Yeah.
I really, really didn't. Now, obviously, she started out a long, long time ago. What, are we talking like 40s? In the late 40s?
Possibly.
She was exactly what her name said. She was fabulous. She was brilliant. She was an advocate for women's wrestling. If it wasn't for her, women's wrestling wouldn't really be on the map right now. It really, really wouldn't. But here comes the controversy. The first part of the controversy is a certain wrestler that was actually one of the, I believe, first black female wrestlers to wrestle on a main event.
Right.
I do believe that she had her time there and all of a sudden vanished. Then it comes out of the woodworks that the Fabulous Moolah was trying to pimp her out.
Oh dear.
That is the first bit of controversy. big enough as it is, especially with the hashtag speaking out movement.
As it is right now.
And it still is right now.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
So, yeah, it was the case that she was accused of, am I right in saying drugs?
Pretty much a lot of stuff.
Drugs, trying to pimp out.
Assault.
If it isn't bad enough that you've got the first black female wrestler, but then you've also tried to pimp her out, and it just, what? What? She paid, some dude paid for her to go and stay with some guy. And she's like, no, we're sharing separate rooms. And then he tries to force himself upon it. And he's like, what the fuck is that? What am I listening to here?
Yeah. And on
This is
top
one
of
of the
that,
most
I believe...
fucking decorated female wrestlers in the history of female wrestling and in the history of wrestling in general.
And I believe there was also the extortion racket as well.
Yeah, extortion. Jesus. It's like, but, could you be any more racist?
It wasn't just that, it was just the fact of... And this was all hidden. Nobody knew the truth because this was during the time where everything was behind full closed doors.
Yeah, exactly. So you couldn't talk about it.
Otherwise, yeah.
This is where we go back into the phase of Ric Flair, please stop talking because, things like this need to be, the whole thing that I mentioned the other week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, back then, clearly different times. It's no excuse. No excuse whatsoever. You can't, you can't put girls in that situation. It's just it's not kosher. But obviously, to every story, there are two sides.
Yes.
To every story, there are two sides. Obviously, the female wrestler, I cannot remember her name.
Who are you on about?
The first black female wrestler, I cannot remember her name.
You can't remember her name. I'm just trying to remember it myself now for you.
I can hear you typing.
No, I really don't. I really can't think of it. I really can't.
I've got it. Ethel Johnson.
Was it Ethel Johnson?
Ethel Johnson. Was it?
Are you sure? Was it in WWE?
No. Anyway.
I know you're on about professional. Yeah, it was. She was the first African-American women's wrestler, Ethel Johnson.
Yeah, that was it. She wasn't trained by the Fabulous Miller, though, was she?
No. She was trained by...
Mildred Burke.
That was her ring name, yeah. Yeah, Mildred Burke.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, she had a couple of kids, and the daughter was one that was explaining it, what she was told. And obviously, again, there are two sides to every story, and somewhere in the middle is usually the truth.
Yeah.
Especially if it sounds a bit out there. But I can't see this being out there. I really, really can't. But again, I do stress that there are two sides to every story. So yeah, she believes, from what I could tell, is that she was the product of her mum being pimped out.
Oof.
And her brother also. Now, her brother actually had to chase down Fabulous Moolah to find out who his dad really was. And it turned out that it just so happened to be the love affair of, oh God, it's just dirty. It really is dirty. It was ex-husband of Fabulous Moolah. Pretty grim, no matter which way you look at it. And it just sounds to me like she was basically whored out to, or pimped out, whichever way you want to look at it, because she showed very little interest in her kids.
And it's bad when you've got, like, I believe it was Wendy Richter, is it Richter? And Mad Maxine putting in a claim that she wasn't even actually training the wrestlers at her school.
Yeah, well, but this is where it gets confusing now, because they were being trained, but then on another side of the story, there's somebody that's defending it, and then on the other side of the story, you've got a couple of female wrestlers that aren't.
I could give names if you wanted me to.
Yeah, please do.
Some of the people who have been defending it is none other than professional wrestler Shane Douglas. Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
I believe even Bruce Pritchard said she was protecting herself from promoters, and the only negative thing he ever heard of her was she took a percentage of her pay, which was laid out in their contract clearly before they even started training day one. I believe someone by the name of a former trainee, Princess Victoria, as well. But at the same time, on the opposite side, like we said, Wendy Richter, Mad Maxine, I believe Penny Banner, directly described Moolah as a pimp who, in return for money, rented her female trainees out in bulk. Luna Vachon has also got one where she claimed that when she was 16 years old and training at her camp, that she was sent out of state to be photographed by an older man.
Yeah, that's pretty grim.
Although she was clothed during the photo shoot, but she felt taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Sandy Parker, who was, during them days, who was an actual, a lesbian former pupil of hers, she also claimed that she was, being forbade from ever going to any gay bars and tried to press her to date men.
Yeah. Again, different times, but again, no excuse.
Yeah. And then you've got the entire manipulation of the entire wrestling industry in the United States.
Yeah. Now,
oh boy.
This is where I get very, 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 very skeptical of the whole thing. Again, there's two sides to every story, and somewhere in the middle, I believe, is the truth. That is, majority of the time, that's normally the case. So, when it came down to the actual end of the TV program, of the actual episode, I just thought, you can't slate somebody like that, but then be like, oh, I really appreciate what she did for female wrestling and all that. You've just spent 20 minutes or so, 10 to 20 minutes or so, literally dissecting everything that you say she did wrong. You've just gone and then contradicted yourself by saying that she was the best thing to happen to women's wrestling.
Yeah, it's like, we're paying homage to her, but also we know how bad of, she was a horrible person, but what a wonderful thing she did for the wrestling business.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
It's like, I appreciate that you've just made me a chocolate cake, but it tastes like shit.
But the end justify the means. No, fucking doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I bet you ate the whole damn thing. And obviously, there's a lot of controversy around the actual broken neck.
Oh.
Yeah, broken neck, and then told that she either put out or disappeared because she had no future.
Yeah.
Now, if that one's true, that is vile. That one is absolutely fucking vile and diabolical.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the Fabulous Moolah, she was what she was, and she also wasn't happy unless she was in the limelight. Do I believe that she was jealous of the younger talent? Yeah, of course. She'd been doing it for God knows how many years. She was bringing it forward. God, anyone's going to be jealous. I'm jealous that Matt Burns has had more years in the wrestling industry than myself. But I'm not going to fucking shit all over him. You know, I'm not going to come out and shit all over him and just go, well, you've had your years. Fuck off now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let other people have a go. But yeah, I'm not going to do. You know that. Can you get my point?
I get the point, but basically, what my colleague's trying to state is you can be, you. The other thing about it is I've been in the wrestling business for a good number of years now. In some aspects, you know, could I potentially, you know, step aside and let the new generation step in and take over? I could very well potentially, but at the same time, if I'm able to still do the role, I'm fine. You know, I will still do it. But I will not be upset if someone overtook me who was younger than me, because if they are overtaking me, then they've done it right. That it should be that way. If someone's going to be overtaking me, they should be doing it the actual way it should be done. You know, basically by just showing through sheer talent.
Exactly, and we obviously have to mention that because I've mentioned the Montreal Screwjob, it's not the first time that Vince McMahon has been caught with his hand in the proverbial cookie jar.
Yeah.
He did it also with the Fabulous Moolah.
And what makes it even worse in this situation, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that there was even talks that the Fabulous Moolah was refusing to wrestle certain people because she couldn't take half their pay.
Yes. So she wanted her own pay and half of theirs. What? You can't do that.
That's what I mean.
She was a good wrestler, don't get me wrong. She knew how to wrestle. But no, you don't do that. That's like, I don't know, that's like Chad Gable wrestling, for argument's sake, Daniel Bryan, and then Daniel Bryan turn around and say, well, because I'm a bigger name than you, and I'm more well-respected and more renowned than you are, I want half of your pay, as well as my own.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
I'm like, what? You can't do that. No, stop it.
And what makes it even worse is the fact that who is in control of the supposed booking of the women's wrestlers?
The Fabulous Moolah.
So in other words, if you didn't pay it, you didn't get booked. So essentially, it's like, oh, I'm taking half your pay if you want to face against me for the title.
But instead of that, let's talk about the actual time where she decided to dress up as a spider, was it? And actually shoot pin the women's champion, therefore screwing her out of the title, obviously under Vince McMahon's orders.
Supposedly,
but obviously, if she was as bad as people were saying she was, then she obviously had a hand in it. Because apparently she was very good at manipulation.
Yeah, you're on about...
which I could see.
You're on about the infamous Spider Lady.
That's it.
Where
it's like
she was
all of a
against
sudden
Wendy Richter.
Yeah.
Because...
And she was a talent as well.
She was a talent, and yet, she won the championship at WrestleMania. But when it started to sour with WWF, supposedly Moolah donned the mask of the Spider Lady and regained the belt. It was in November 25th, 1985, in a controversial decision.
Well, you can tell, right, that it was definitely a shoot because, A, the referee saw that she kicked out and still counted to 3. Yep. You can also tell it was a shoot as well because once she realised what had happened...
Oh, you just saw her just going at it.
Wait. You saw Moolah take the mask off and then you saw her go fucking apeshit. Oh. And she was grabbing at her hair, she was pulling her... She was going to try and kill her.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't have blamed her. You have just literally shit all over a woman's career just because she's better than you, younger than you, and better looking than you.
Well, it's supposedly because it was souring between her and WWF. Supposedly. She donned the mask, controversial. Wendy was never told that she was losing the title and fell victim to a potentially real-life screw job finish. Known as the original screw job, I believe it was.
Yeah, and because it's female wrestling, it's not as well renowned as Bret Hart, Montreal screw job.
Yeah.
Which is sad, really, because she had something torn away from her that she'd worked really hard for, and that's not fair.
Yeah. Pretty much straight after, she promptly quit WWE, or WWF at the time. While Moolah continued to be champion for another 2 years.
And that is just wrong.
Excluding a 6-day reign by Velvet McIntyre during a tour of Australia before losing the belt to Sherry Martel.
And it just... Obviously, we saw many, many more years of Moolah, but then it was like, oh, let's bring in my equally old and equally disturbing friend, Mae Young.
The scary thing about it is the whole spider thing is supposedly was concocted by Vince McMahon. Supposedly.
Yeah, but that wouldn't surprise us, though. That wouldn't surprise us. It's not the first time. Wrestling promotions can be very toxic, as you know.
But she was having regular disagreements with McMahon about compensation. That's what it was about.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
Wrestling was tenfold more toxic than it is today. It's still toxic in certain wrestling promotions, naming none. Duck.
Yeah.
But, it's very toxic. Too many lies going around. Now you've got the hashtag speaking out movement and people trying to dig themselves out of holes.
You know it's a bad situation when a wrestler vacates the arena still in wrestling gear.
Yeah. Absolutely raging. Jumps in a taxi and drives off.
No. Jumps into a cab to the airport and booked on a flight straight out of New York.
Yeah. It was either that
in wrestling gear.
It's either that or face murder charges.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously then we have like Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young making absolute tits of themselves, doing the whole Vince McMahon shtick of, I want you to dress like 1950s prostitutes. And then what I want you to do is I want you to get powerbombed through tables by Bubba Ray Dudley. It's just... And then, Mae Young, I want you to give birth to a hand.
I'll be honest with you.
Why?
I'm surprised in regards to the entire situation. that they even managed to somehow recover some of the animosity with Wendy, who ended up being inducted into the Hall of Fame of 2010, I believe.
Yeah. Doesn't really recover what she lost, though, does it?
No, because immediately straight after that, I believe, which was in 1985, upon leaving, she wrestled in Puerto Rico, Japan, and throughout the United States.
Mm-hmm. Reading from Google again, I see.
No.
Wikipedia.
That was just me. Just to be honest with you, I'll look it up now. Yeah, I was right.
Oh, well, that was a very fucking quick click.
What?
How fast your internet? Speed of light?
Broadband.
Fuck off. You lying bastard. You fucking lying bastard.
No.
Just you wait till I get you in that ring again, Matt Burns.
Bring it. Anyway, all I will say to you is, it's just a shame in regards to it that, from then she didn't go back to WWF or WWE until, I believe, she sort of left wrestling in 2005.
It's a good career, that is, to be fair. But still, it should have been so much more.
Yeah.
It should have been so much more. Can you imagine the kind of matches that she could have had in the 90s?
That's what I mean.
It's just crazy. Oh, by the way, Teak says you Googled it.
I did not.
Yes, you did. Oh, dear. Oh, I just... She says he lies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. At least when I do it, I'm fucking honest about it. She says, you're avoiding a brain fart moment again. Hee hee. Sorry, Matt. Oh, I don't even have to rib you anymore. I can just get the fans to do it.
No comment.
Oh, God. It's amazing. I said rib, not rim. Sicko.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, animal. Anyway.
I didn't even notice that.
I think we're done with the Fabulous Moolah because let's just say it. Yes, she is. She's got her grave is next to Mae Young's, or should I say, the monument that is Fabulous Moolah's grave is with a sidekick of Mae Young's grave right next to it. Yeah. Moving on. So I think we should put a pin in it right there.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that your fingers are turning into stubby nubs from all that Googling that you're doing.
I'm not doing any Googling.
It's getting very hot and sweaty. I do believe I need a bath, a cold one preferably, from all this talk of giggity.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Anyway.
Do you want me to send you a video?
Just now.
No. Teak, I am not repeating that. I am not repeating that.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you when we go off air.
Uh-oh. Now I know that's bad. That's got to be bad.
It's something that I've told you before, but in private.
Now I don't know which direction it's going to go.
Oh.
I'm sitting here thinking, have I forgot something, or is this really bad? What the...
Oh, dear. So, anyway, last week, I remember just diverting from that conversation before I blurt it out. Could you possibly remind everyone what it was that you cocked up on you last time?
I'm trying to remember it now.
Because last week, it was when you were just about to do your skit of Spotify, Spreaker.
Yeah.
Can you remind everyone what it was that you said, Mr. Burns? Because genuinely, I've forgotten, even though I did listen to it the other day.
I can't remember what it is now myself. It has been a week, and we have got blistering heat.
Yeah, I know we've been asleep since then. Well,
or as a certain referee would say in the past that you know, I know certain people will get this reference in this heat.
Teak, yes, I will say that is very true. Oh, have mercy. In the words of Mike Tyson, Lord have mercy.
Okay.
Yes, that was hilarious. I thank you very much for that. That was brilliant. Well, Mr. Burns, you know how brutal she can be.
How bad are we talking, grade?
Again, Teak, I have suggested that to him in the past.
Why do I feel like this is going to be if we ever... I dread if we ever decided to do, you know, fan participation.
Please be careful how you say that.
As in, just voicing their opinions.
Thank God for that. Good save.
Yeah.
Anyway, you cocked up last week, and you really did cock up, and I missed it because I was half asleep.
No, I think it was when you were mocking me for something else. Yeah,
I mock him for so much because he is the gift that keeps on giving. You know, like, you jump so high, matey. I jump so high. Mm-hmm. And you cocked up at wrestling training too.
Fuck off. It happens. I've got the aches from it. I'm moving on. I'm learning from it.
It's not just the aches that you've got from.
Fuck off.
Anyway, I do believe that we should wrap it up, and that's what she said. Beat you to it. Hooray!
It's all yours.
Beg your pardon?
It's all yours, and that's what she said. What?
I'm not gonna deny that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Nor confirm nor deny.
Right. Let's get straight through it, shall we?
Yes, because I seriously can't wait to tell you what Teak said.
Oh, good lord. Right. Let's just get straight down to it.
That's what she said.
We recommend you check out the links page on our website, which our website is www.theburningtruthuk.com, where you can listen to us. You know, you can pretty much probably be listening to us live, probably listen to past episodes, interviews, and everything, and all the sorts and other things. We've also got a links page on there, which we are in full support of. Yes, they do. Some of the links do actually get changed, and some do get removed because they may not be unrelatable anymore, or we don't agree with them.
Yeah, and we are also not responsible for the content of the external links, because obviously it might not be the same as what we thought it was when it first started out.
True.
Very true. I don't think that's happened yet, though, has it?
What?
What I've just said.
No. You mean us having to remove it because of improper content?
Teak wants to know if one changed to porn.
No comment.
I don't know what it is with this girl. I think her mind's constantly in the gutter. I like it. And I sounded like Heath Ledger's Joker then. Yes, Teak, I will agree. I do too. Lots of.
Fair enough. I my head just don't know why. I pretty much already gathered what's just been said. Anyway, to answer your question, the no comment was actually no. It hasn't actually happened ever, but no, just no.
It is going to happen one day.
Well, bear this in mind we've had.
It's not our fault if it does.
No, yeah, exactly. It's not our fault, and bear this in mind. Even WWE even stepped up, and if I'm not mistaken, they even got a basket off Pornhub.
Oh.
For some of their slip-ups. You think I'm joking? They did.
No, you're not joking. I saw it. Oh, dear. Back when the internet was funny.
Oh, hell yeah. But yes, all the links on there we recommend you check out. We, of course, are on social media. Be it you can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And, of course, you can listen to past and current episodes of The Burning Truth and everything, all the above, via either through Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Deezer, Amazon Music, and many other external sources.
I wasn't going to mock you this week because what I've got to say to you is probably going to be.
I think I've been mocked enough. Let me guess. That's how bad I know. That's when I know it's bad.
Yeah,
when you stop mocking me. I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I feel like the person who's just there going, oh God. But anyway,
all I'm going to say is you really need to organise that coffee date.
Damn it. Anyway, moving on. Let's just get on to the next subject because that's the plugs all done. Let's get on to our regular scheduled mental health wrap-up.
Yes, mental health wrap-up. Our mental health wrap-up is, it is okay to be not okay. Asking for help is never a weakness.
Correct. And in doing so, you can end up finding out that there's more care for you than you could ever know. Especially with family, friends, even, work colleagues. Hell, even a stranger could even surprise you.
No.
And not in that way.
Whew. It's getting me all hot and sweaty here.
Trust you. Just trust you.
Do you expect anything less?
Right. Anyway, let's continue on. Never compare your behind the scenes to other people's greatest hits. Quote from Tom Campbell. Although one of the recent ones he just recently did on Cultaholic even has me in hysterics, which is aimed at WWE.
Yep.
Have you heard the latest one he's done?
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
This is when people were still considering that he's selling the company. He literally just turned around and just goes, really, Vince McMahon, the man who somehow got his company mauled by a panda, is now considering selling it to a peacock.
Wow.
And do you get the panda reference?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Never mind.
Let's continue on.
Kung Fu Panda.
We of course also recommend you all to make yourself a priority once in a while. It's not selfish. It's necessary.
Wholeheartedly agree.
And I had to take that time because I didn't want to fall into that slip up with the word selfish. If you remember the previous group up on that one.
Oh, yes.
And of course, if you could be anything in the world right now, or even at this moment right now, please be more kind. And would you all please make sure to be following the number one rule of Progress Wrestling, the Burning Truth, and in general in life, which is...
Don't be a dick.
Correct.
Unlike Matt Burns, that needs to free Willy.
Fuck off. And of course, we always recommend, and I think someone should be following this advice right now. Be excellent to each other. Would you care to even attempt the names?
Ted Theodore Long.
Oh, so close.
Oh, God.
Ted Theodore Logan and Bill S. Preston, Esquire.
Yeah, that one is so confusing to me. I cannot for the life of me ever remember that one.
Which one? The Bill S. Preston?
Yeah, I was so close with the Logan.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I would have let you off with just you knowing one of them.
I will.
You will learn one of them.
You'll let me get off with one of them. Oh my God. No,
that just sounds wrong.
No. I'm beginning to think that Teak was 100 billion% right.
No, what do you mean right?
You'll find out.
Right. Anyway, with that, that's going to be a wrap up. Especially with as we just mentioned, the quote from the Wild Stallions from Bill and Ted. So with that, from the Burning Truth, we hope you all stay well, stay safe, and until the next episode, we hope you check out your local wrestling promotions. Be it either, if you're able to check them locally, because they are available, you can be able to watch them. Great, even better. Or just follow on social media and check out there and see what's available on their social media.
Correct.
Until then, I've been Matt Burns.
And I'll sing Matt Burns eats a free Willy.
No.
Didn't wait that time because I got a frog in my throat. I think his name's Kermit.
Is that what you're calling it now? These days.
Yeah, Teak's definitely right.
Right. Anyway.
Who says you need to free Willy?
I'll repeat it again. With that, this has been the Burning Truth. I'm Matt Burns.
And I have been the pain in the vein of Matt Burns. I have been James Irvine.
No shit. It has been emotional. Until next week, catch you later.
Bye bye.